Scotty, great to see you.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Thanks for coming out. This is the new YMCA Camp Lake Helena. Pretty exciting. Used to be a campfire girls camp back in the day, and we purchased the facility just recently and are ready to take off for this summer.
So where are we? Where is Lake
we're
Helena?
in Port Orchard, Washington. This is a 135-acre facility. It has its own beautiful 5-acre lake, some cabins and facilities here that are usable, big beautiful ball field, archery, some of the real outdoor camp activities.
Scotty, you've told me getting a camp is not, that doesn't happen every day.
No, never happens. These places aren't growing. They're not for sale, they're not available. And we've been looking for a long time for an area where we can do a regional day camp. Kids can be bussed in from a lot of our area-wise and come have a place that's really a place to discover the outdoors and learn about yourself. So we're gonna take you on a little tour today. You can see the lake. This is a great place for building character and self-esteem, self-worth. Kids discovering who they are because they try new stuff. When kids get a chance to paddle or jump into the lake for the first time, they really kind of learn more about themselves. I'm gonna poke you around. We'll show you some of the great other stuff that we're gonna use this summer.
So, Scotty, this looks amazing. Where are we now?
So I knew when I saw this, we could run day camp here with nothing else but this ball field. This is a bigger, beautiful ball field than even the Seymour one, and it's irrigated, so we'll have some grass in the summer. But we can play games and sports and really just have a nice, safe, comfortable place to run around. This had been just a storage kind of junkyard back here.
What'd you call it?
The Boneyard. And I think that was the name on the map, was labeled this as the Boneyard, but it was full of washers and dryers and appliances. We kind of cleaned up the area. We got some nice archery netting, and we're putting up the targets so that this can be the place that we're using for archery for the summer. Archery is one of those sports that you never know who's going to be good at it. You know, some kid could step up to the line and all of a sudden they hit a bullseye and they realize sometimes for the first time in their life that they're great at something.
I see we got a friend here.
We found Josh along the way. So let me introduce, this is Josh Hopp. Josh is my advisory council chair, and actually it's funny we found him because he's actually been up here working. He's up here helping with some of the demolition work and helping get it cleaned up, and he's been part of my regular volunteer Wednesdays too.
Yep, so I met Scotty about 5 years ago, and I'm an environmental guy, so I was really passionate about the environmental programs at Camp Seymour, and then I heard you guys bought this property, and so I asked Scotty, how can I help? And he said, well, I need help on Wednesdays. We got a group of volunteers coming out on Wednesdays, so today I showed up.
Yeah.
So Josh, why volunteer? Why camp? You mentioned environment, but you're a really good volunteer. Why?
Well, I believe in what Scotty and his team are doing. I think they do great things for kids. I think they do great things for the environment. It's easy for me to volunteer with people like Scotty and his team because they're just amazing people.
So Scotty, thank you for the tour. What a beautiful day, beautiful place. Oh, I'm excited for the summer. Tell us leave us with what was really gonna happen, why we got this property, and the impact it's gonna have.
I think we did this because the Y in Tacoma has been in camping since 1905 when W.W. Seymour gave us the other property, and this is the property for the next 100 years. That one's not going anywhere. We're doing great. This allows us to serve that many more kids.
I get really excited about impacting kids' lives when I hear Scotty Jackson speak. That's why summer programming is in great hands with Scotty and the staff team he has. There are hundreds of stories that I know about, but I wanted to share one story. I was up at the Bremerton Y a few years ago, and I love going up there, and there was a group of people that come there. They're Kitsap Mental Health. They're cool, they love the Y, and it's great to see how the Y impacts them. People give them high fives, and so there's a guy there, he's really tall. In fact, they call him Lurch, and he's older, and what's interesting is that he doesn't really articulate well. He kind of babbles a little bit. One day I was standing off to the side in the lobby reading on the information grid and looking about this Camp Seymour was gonna have an alumni day. And that's a cool thing. They invite people who used to have been at camp and their families, and it's a great way to keep them connected to their story. And all of a sudden I noticed that Gary, or Lurch, is right next to me, and he starts talking about Camp Seymour. And he talks about it as if it was right there in his life. And it really was when he was 8 years old, which was probably 60 years earlier. And he talked about what happened at camp and about the impact it had in his life. And to be honest, it was really a powerful moment. One, because he was articulate and talking, and it was as if he was connecting to that impact of being there when he was 8 years old. And here he is 60 years later remembering it, and it was so real for him and so profound. And I think about that because obviously camp made a difference in his life, and it was still part of him. That's what's going to happen at Camp Lake Helena, is that kids are going to have life-changing experiences that are going to be with them for the rest of their lives. So I am really excited about this being part of our organization, and I hope you enjoyed the little walkthrough today and tour with Scotty Jackson and I. Thank you.